Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Luke and Greg Datica. We are testing out our new equipment. We apologize first off. This is Warren Wolves post game live. We're going to look at this afternoon's game, and we'll give you a little commentary about the game. In addition to that, we wanted to apologize because of the audio technicalities and issues that we were having today. Everybody hopefully did get to at least see the stream of the game, but we were having issues with audio, and unfortunately, we just didn't have time to figure them out. So, why don't we start right now by looking at today's game? It was really, Luke, you agree, it was really sort of a blowout today, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, Warren ended up winning today's game by
52 to 16.
52 to 16, that's correct. Now, they were playing a fifth grade team, so you would expect Warren to to be able to handle that team pretty easily. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I when I saw these kids come out to the court, they were noticeably smaller than our team, not handling the ball as well as our team was. But I'll tell you, the Wolves played really well. Wouldn't you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think who sort of stood out in your head today?
Nico, probably.
Yeah, Nico. Why so? What was Nico? I mean, I tend to agree with you. Nico, and actually Caden Kiabani really came on strong toward the end of the game too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, everybody, I'm fairly certain.
Everyone scored.
Everyone scored, right?
Except for me.
Well, obviously, except for you. Although I think we probably could have put you in even with your left hand only and scored against that team, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was not really competitive. It was close at one point. There was an early part of that game, sort of maybe 5 or 6 minutes into the first half, where the closest the score was, if I recall correctly, about 17 to 11. So they pulled it within 8, but that was shortly before the half. And then at the half, I mean, forget about it. It was a blowout at that point, don't you think?
I mean, at the half, it was like only 19 to 11. And we only allowed 5 points in the second half.
That's true. It was 25-11, if I recall correctly, at the half. But yeah, no, that was definitely the second half was a total blowout. The defense held them, as you just pointed out, to only 5 points.
And our offense was on fire.
Offense was on fire, putting up that would be 27 in the second half, 25 in the first half. Standout performances today, don't you think? Nico West,
yeah,
awesome. Zeke Friedemel really lit it up. Colin Blakicki, right?
Mm-hmm.
He lit it up. And then later in the game, Caden, yep. I'll tell you who I thought looked pretty good. O'Sheel under the boards, don't you think?
Yeah.
Pulling down some rebounds, right? So we got the video playing in front of us now. We're about what is this right here? We're about 3 minutes into the game. Obviously, I don't know what the score is at this point, but Zeke Friedemel, that's Zeke, right? Is that the line?
Yeah.
Hits one there. Weren't a lot of fouls called in this game, right?
No.
No, I mean, certainly
a bunch of missed calls.
You would thought
13, yeah, it's probably like 1,000 times.
Did you notice there were two number
13s?
You did notice that. I didn't notice that until Coach Friedemel pointed it out to me, probably well into the third, or well, what would have been the third quarter, but we're playing halves. So at some point into the second half, Coach Friedemel pointed out to me. I actually called the ref over at some point. He was aware of it, and had indicated to me that number 13, there was one number 13 that was a little bit better than the other 13, and both the fouls that we had on number 13 were attributed to that kid. But let's be honest, right? It didn't matter. Right? No, I mean, first off, they weren't even really calling fouls. Second off, the score at that point was
1,000.
It wasn't quite 1,000-1, but I mean, the Wolves had, I don't even know, huge lead at that point. So, I don't know if you noticed, there was a little controversy today. Why don't we fast forward a little bit in this game? Somewhere right around the 13-minute mark, we just actually, let's back up there. We, again, because there's no audio, we couldn't see, but we're at about 12 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. Warren has the ball. Friesmel works it out to the right side to Blakicki, back to Friesmel, inside to West, who kicks it back out to Blakicki, who hits a beautiful long, it was almost a three-pointer, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was like the elbow.
No, it was way farther than the elbow.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, maybe it looks a little distorted on this camera. So you're right. That kid just hit a three-pointer for North Brunswick. And actually, I think he had 2 3-pointers in the day. If I recall correctly, it was number 1.
Number 1 was actually not too terrible.
Yeah, he was pretty much the
best one on their team.
Best one on their team, and he had hit 2 3-pointers. We're looking at a replay here. Warren just committed a turnover, and North Brunswick took it down, and somebody, I think they're calling a foul there on number 13 on Nico, that would be. So now this brings me here to what we were talking about earlier, or started to talk about earlier. The coach, Kenny, who is affiliated with, did you see that there, Luke? Let's back that up.
Yeah.
He's talking to the ref about something. I was at the table. I don't recall what he was talking about. He pulls 2 kids off the court.
One of them goes to tie his shoe and he pokes his head back up.
Yeah, so he grabs him by the hair and pulls him up. I have to be honest with you. I liked that Kenny prior to this game. I had developed a good rapport with him. He is the one who sort of facilitates all the games at the All Seasons Sports Arena. And he does a really good job. I've spoken to him a number of times. Seems like a really nice guy. But I don't know. Did you hear him at all today?
No.
No?
Not really.
He was very vocal, to say the least. There's a little bit of, I won't even call it an exchange between Coach Edelman and Coach Friesmel, and then the North Brunswick coach on the other side. But very early in the game, there was a little bit of, I'll call it an exchange between the North Brunswick coach and the Warren Wolves coaches, mainly because they're a 5th grade team, and evidently
we have to play down.
Correct. We have to play down. So there's no defense on a rebound, right? You have to come back into the front court, and our team started to play defense. The refs very quickly shut it off, and Coach Friesmel and Coach Edelman let our team know about that rule, and there was no further violations of that rule. However, it angered the North Brunswick coach considerably, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that? Yeah, he had some words with Coach Edelman and Coach Friesmel. He indicated that there was that we play down to the 5th grade rules clearly, which is accurate, and then made some comment about how we would like it if we had to play
their 7th grade team.
Correct. That was the comment that I was about to say. That he was fired up about it. That's a good way to put it, Mr. Datica. He was quite fired up, but it was this sort of behavior here that we were looking at around the 13:40 mark, right, where he's number one, he's walking out on the court, which
you're not supposed to.
No, you're not supposed to do. And this piece here, pulling that kid's hair, I don't know if maybe that's his son. You think not that makes it
any better,
but I would hope it's some type of relative of his, right? Where because look, I joke around with you all the time. I'll pull your hair or give you like a wet willy or something. You do that to me.
Yeah.
We goof around and roughhouse with each other. So look, always assume good intentions, right? But today the North Brunswick coach, he was demonstrating some behavior that I would, at a minimum, call questionable. What about you?
Yeah.
Tend to agree with that?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the game here that we're watching. We're going to fast forward a little bit to about the 17-minute mark. Warren is up fairly considerably at this point. And I'll tell you what was most impressive to me today, Luke, was really our defense. You noticed that Coach Friesmel worked in the 11 defense pretty early. You saw that?
Yeah.
Sorry, am I boring you?
Yeah.
Tired?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think about our 11 defense?
It was a lot better than it was other days. We weren't as confused.
No doubt. I think
and we're starting to pick it up.
Yeah, I agree with that. And again, some of that could be attributed to the fact that we were playing
a younger
team who has probably never seen that before. But indeed, the 11 did seem to be working pretty well. And even instances where there wasn't a complete turnover, somebody could get out there on one of the wings and at least knock the ball out of bounds and slow play up a little bit. Really, in my estimation, it took North Brunswick off their game fairly considerably.
Mm-hmm.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Wolves played a good game today. That's what I'll tell you. And as you pointed out, everybody scored. I think the leading scorer, if I had to recall off the top of my head, was probably Nico.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, Blakicki and Friesmel were right up there as well. We're looking here. I'll tell you, that was a tough play by Jacob there, right? So O'Sheal, Blakicki's bringing the ball up. We're at about the 18:27 mark. O'Sheal's underneath. He gets a pass. He kicks it back out to Blakicki. Goes up for a rebound. Number 15 just sort of hacks him, right?
Punched him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll go as far and say it was a punch, but
like slap. Came
down pretty hard on him. And, we got the foul call. No call? No, you're right. No call there. How could that be a no call? Well, we were saying that there were a number of no calls today, right? You'd indicated
reaches.
A lot of reaches, right?
A lot of just knocking people over for their team. No calls.
Yeah, it was definitely very light on the foul and both ways, right? I mean, Warren wasn't called much for anything, and certainly North Brunswick wasn't called much. Neither team, if I recall correctly, was in the bonus at any point. I think in the first half, Warren had a total of 16 fouls, and North Brunswick had maybe 4 or 5. So nobody hit the bonus in the first half. And certainly in the second half, I don't believe anybody was even close. Warren, if I recall, I apologize, I don't have the book in front of me. But I believe Warren had 4, maybe 5 team fouls, and North Brunswick fewer than that, maybe 3 or 4. We're looking here. Let's see, where are we? We're at about 20 minutes into the video or into the live stream. And we have Gianluca coming in. I think that was for O'Sheal. Mm-hmm. And now look, the team's playing a zone defense here, right? They're playing the 2-3.
That kid's shoe just fell off.
This is right. We're at that point where that kid's shoe fell off. Let's take a look at their zone defense. North Brunswick inbounds the ball. The ref's in the frame, so it's a little tough to see. But I'll tell you, Blakicki and Friesmel were doing a great job up top. And look, that resulted in a turnover there. Warren bringing the ball down quick. Blakicki throws up a great little drive from the left side of the hoop and puts 2 in there. Colin had a great day today, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely right. Colin Bakicki had a great day. Pretty much everybody did.
Mm-hmm.
You want to lean into that microphone a little more?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Let's test our soundboard now.
Testing.
Let's give the soundboard a test. So we're going to go with the booze first. You ready?
Yep.
Here comes the crowd with the booze.
They're not having it.
So that's the booze for our soundboard. What else do we have? We have a cheer. You want to hear that one? Lean in a little bit. It's pretty loud.
We also have a bring the ball up.
Bring the ball up?
Is that A or D?
B is boot. B
I said
for
A
boo.
or D.
I think A. I call that one ambiance.
Yeah, this is bring the ball.
This is the sort of basketball ambiance.
Basketball shoes, screeching.
Yeah, it's just kind of like background basketball.
What's D?
D is defense. So soundboard has 4 buttons.
Chant defense.
Yeah, so we have A is ambiance, B is boo, C is cheer, and then D is the defense chant.
Defense.
So we'll go back and watch this and make sure that the sounds are coming through the soundboard correctly.
Okay.
We're about 22 minutes into the live stream here and just watching it in front of us. Again, Warren looked great.
Okay.
Were we playing a zone all day? I didn't even notice. No, we played some man-to-man?
We played 11.
Oh, sorry, you're right. We played 11. I forget.
11 is zone. 131 zone.
Will we playing any man-to-man? Let me ask the question better.
No.
No, man? It was all zone?
Yeah, all zone.
Okay. All right. I actually didn't notice if we ever switched. Now, do you notice the camera was shaking there right at about 26:52? See, this is part of the problem with the setup. The table's really small, and we're at the same table as the scorer. I apologize for boring you. We're at the same table as the scorer. Anytime anybody walks over to that table,
and they knock into it.
They jostle it. That's why the camera
shifts.
Last week had shifted, and again, I didn't notice it because I'm not watching
live stream.
I'm not watching the stream. I'm watching the game, and I'm recording in the book. So we got a number of text messages when that camera had shifted, and again, I'm not checking my phone. So
there's no point.
I apologize again that for last week's game where we didn't notice that shift. But here's the good news. Let's tell our audience right now. Can you please get your head off the camera?
I'm bored.
But we're going to be unbored. First off, pull this back over. You don't have a shirt on, and I don't want to get arrested for child pornography by you showing your skin. Now we're doing something new right now, and we're also going to start this for the game. So what we did is we actually hooked up 2 iPhones that we're going to use rather than the camera that I had been using. So the camera that I had been using is really a video conferencing camera. And while it's 1080, it's 1080i, which is an HD setting, I believe. So it's a good quality camera. The problem is to get the whole
quality. Wi-Fi has to be good.
True, that's definitely true as well.
And we don't even use Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi there is worse than cellular data.
Yeah. So what we've been doing is we switched to my cellular data, and we're actually linking the feed through my iPhone using the data on my iPhone, and that improved the quality significantly. But we added a new thing as well. So right now,
two different camera angles.
We have 2 different camera angles.
One right there.
I'll show you right here. So this one is Luke's phone, right there. And now we're going to switch camera angles to my phone, which if you're looking at our one camera angle, the second camera, you can kind of see it right behind Luke. So Luke, do me a favor, stand up and just, if you could, this is going to be your new job going forward. Okay. So you're going to be the camera operator. What? I don't want. All right. Whatevs. You're going to see Luke's bare chest for a minute here as he steps over to the second camera. And just move that around. So this is going to be your job. Can you see it? So at the game, pan a little slower, right? You don't want to make super quick movements, but you're going to try and follow the ball. And then, yeah, definitely don't do that. It looks like an earthquake. Definitely don't do that. People will get motion sick. But what we will then... Don't put your finger over it either. What we will then do is, I think, now here's the other cool thing. Let me show you something else that's pretty cool. I can actually zoom that lens from my computer, right? So watch, this is the wide angle. So turn around, please. Right, that's the wide angle. Hold it in place just so people can see the difference. And then you can zoom from my computer. So, Luke, we'll play around with that, and we will we'll see how it goes going forward. But it should be interesting. And then I don't know, we'll do something else with this camera. Right now we have it on. It's on you and me, but maybe for the game we can turn it and have a different angle for of the court, or maybe we can put it over on the bench and we can cut to angles where the we can cut to angles where there's a timeout, or maybe during halftime where Coach Friesmel and Coach Edelman are talking to the team. All in all, I think we have this up and running, and it's pretty good. Let's give a little cheer. That's a little bit of a cheer for 2 camera angles and for everything hopefully working properly. So this has been Greg and Luke post-game live, and thanks for watching. And don't forget, we have actually, let's remind everybody, we have 3 games tomorrow. So there's a game at 8:20 in the AM, so bright and early. Hopefully all you guys, if anybody from the team is listening, all you guys will get to bed early tonight. We have nobody. Oh, somebody did give us a thumbs up. That was Nico. Nico said, Luke is looking good. Thanks, Nico. We appreciate that comment. And, man, the quality either. So here's the funny thing, right?
I mean, how do you know the quality's better?
You can look at the screen. Look at how much sharper the picture looks.
Have you ever even done that camera on here? You've not.
All right, that's a valid point.
What if it looks exactly the same?
It does. Well, even if it does look exactly the same, one thing that you can't do with that single camera is you can't switch back and forth between another camera. As anyone who has been watching the progression of these broadcasts for the game, I'm getting a little crazy about this. And anybody who knows me knows that that's pretty much my personality, right? So I think this is going to be the end of my adding
a buying spree.
Right? I bought a soundboard. I had to buy new connections. I bought this cool microphone here. These headsets that I bought. So,
Shalom.
So I think I'm done buying stuff right now. But I'll tell you, I think tomorrow's broadcast, as I started to say, we have 3 games tomorrow. We have one at 8:20, which is going to be at the All Season Sports Arena. And then we have 2 other ones later in the day, one at 5 o'clock and one at 6 o'clock, which is part of a tournament that the coaches wanted the boys to play in. Should be great. Hopefully everything is going to be working properly. And that's it. So thanks for tuning in. Luke, want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
All right, goodbye, says Luke D. Have a great night, everybody. It's about dinner time. Maybe it's a little after dinner time. Have a good night, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Take care.